right, everybody. I think we've got enough folks have joined us. Welcome again. This is John. Welcome to our webinar this morning introducing DataMaestro. And I will walk you through this. We've also gotten Nina on board with us to do a demo. But before we get going, let me jump into just a little bit of housekeeping. I always get asked on all of our webinars, will I be able to get a copy of the slides, and is it being recorded? And yes to both. We'll send out the recording and we'll make links available for that as well as the slides. Okay, so what's the agenda for today? So we'll go over some introductions, like I said, for myself and for Nina. We'll talk about what is DataMaestro, right? What is it? Why and why? Why did we do it? What's the difference? We'll talk about a demonstration. Nina will go over a demo. She'll show you the product, show you the tool, how it works. And then next we'll get into the upgrade path. How do we move forward and what happens next? There's also going to be a Q&A section on your screen. You should see a box to be able to type in any questions you have. Feel free to ask them there, type them in. We'll address as many as we can, either during the presentation or at the end. We'll have some time there, hopefully at the end, to hit them. If I can't get to all of them or we can't get to all your questions, we will provide all of you with the full list of questions and the answers in a separate follow-up email. So we will get to everyone, and we'll make sure that that everything gets answered. Okay, so today, you've probably all know me, John Persisto, the Client Success Manager with Revelwood. I'm sure that we've spoken at some point. I've got with me Nina Gordy, who's our senior consultant here at Revelwood. She was the main developer on DataMaestro, and she'll be able to walk you through the tool during our demo portion. Okay, so what is DataMaestro? You've got my emails, you've got the invitations, you heard about it. Now we'll go over a little bit about what is it. It is the new, friendly, and I'll get into that some more, and you'll see it during the demo, way to execute the movement of data within and across your cubes faster and easier than before. So it's a full data orchestration platform for planning analytics. And we didn't just spruce up DataManager. We didn't just add some colors and spruce it up. This is a whole new product. You'll see that it's got a full new rich feature set, and we'll walk through that as well. Now, you also get everything that was in DataManager, right? There is no loss of functionality. We've rebuilt this from the ground up, really, to make it a better user experience and added significant features that we'll go over during the demo again. So all the best things that you liked about DataManager and used, whether it's snapshotting, copying data, manipulating it easily and quickly, generally managing the movement of all your data in TA without complex TI scripting. You get all of that. And it's available for both cloud and on-prem. So whether you're a cloud customer or on-prem, you've got access to the same functionality. So DataMaestro is easily accessed via the cloud, or we can help you install it in your on-prem environment. The other thing is, this is a full, like we said, a fully newly developed product. So we went through a full product development lifecycle. We just came out of a very detailed beta test cycle with a variety of clients, both on cloud and on-prem clients. So you can be sure this is a fully commercial ready product. Went through the full life cycle. We took all of the ideas that we got through beta, fixed all of the requests, debugged it, so you can be assured that this will work in your environment. And the best thing was we officially released January 15th. So just a couple of weeks back was the official release date. You know, one of the things that we really like is when we get quotes from our clients. And Teresa over at Berkeley College was one of our beta clients, and she's the director of budgeting there. And I attached this quote because it gives kind of a highlight of some of her main points. I want to go over it really quickly about what she said. And you can see it here that she thinks DataMaestro's got a great layout. It's extremely intuitive. Gave her a bird's eye view of what data movements needed to be done. She particularly liked the package history. She thought it was easy to find and can see a complete list of processes and when they were run, how often. This was a piece that she was really interested in and liked. The email notification feature is one of her favorites, as she said. She knows immediately whether a package ran. And then best of all, you can manage your data movements with just a few clicks. And as I said earlier, no more need for the TI processes. And you'll see all of these as we go along. We'll talk a little bit more about it, and you'll see them within the demo. Okay, so why did we create DataMaestro? Right? Why did we do it? It's true that you like DataManager. Everybody loved DataManager. It worked great. It was the only way to do a lot of the things that you had to do without elaborate TI processes or multiple steps. And again, don't worry, as I said before, you're not losing any of that DataManager functionality. We improved it and we enhanced it. So what did you like? Time. It saved time, right? It was very fast. It allowed users to quickly orchestrate your data. And again, we go back to save money. There wasn't this difficult TI scripting needed. DataManager did it all. So while all that was true, we found that over time, from feedback from all of you, from all of our clients, and that was very helpful in guiding this new direction that we've got. So anything that we have experienced and things that you may have all experienced, like the difficulty in navigating the interface, the difficulty remembering where you stored processes and how to find them, these all led us to decide to build DataMaestro. And as we move forward with DataMaestro as a product, we've got some very exciting new features and new directions that we're planning. And this will be the platform that we'll use to introduce all of those innovations. So what is new? All right. Over time, like I said earlier in the earlier slide, we've been compiling likes and dislikes and came up what we think will take DataMaestro to the next level. All right, now this list is just a start. We'll be expanding the capabilities of DataMaestro over the coming year. And again, as I said, this will be the platform where we're releasing all of those enhancements on. So a brief outline of these. Nina, again, will show these into the demo so you can see some of these in action. One of the first things that you're going to see is really the new user interface. It's extremely intuitive. It's easy to navigate, not based on the old Excel. There are things that aren't in DataManager, like the next bullet, process execution across multiple cubes in one simple step, one simple setup. I'm going to jump down. We've got the task validation in there, and there's additional processing functionality. But these bottom three also, with the enhanced features like detail history tracking and a process scheduling, these seem to be particularly useful also for our beta clients. They were able to schedule tasks for whatever time they like. Perhaps they want to do run things overnight, and then were alerted via email that a task ran successfully. And the history tracking made it really easy for them to look back, see what tasks they ran, and replicate them as they were needed to. Again, as I said earlier, DataMaestro will be the platform for all releases going forward. Now, DataManager is not going away for the time being, but it will not be upgraded. Okay, we'll certainly let you know when the decision is made to sunset DataManager, but again, it's not going away right now. All right, I want to run into a product demo, so I am going to stop my sharing so Nina can pick it up and she can go ahead with the demo.
Thanks, John. Sorry, having a little technical difficulty there. Okay. Yeah, so as John said, DataMaestro really allows you to create and manage your data processing tasks on your server with just a fewer steps. So today I'm going to walk you through a pretty common example of planning analytics system maintenance. I'm going to pre-populate my 2021 first quarter forecast, which is currently empty, with data from my 2021 budget. And just to start, I wanted to show you my current dashboard in Planning Analytics Workspace, or PAW. As you can see, my 2021 budget is all ready to go, and as of right now, my Q1 forecast is empty. So prior to DataMaestro, if I were to perform this kind of data movement on my own, I would have to write a turbo integrator, a TI process on my own. And just to show you, here's an example of what that would look like, right? And this would this is what I would typically use to handle this kind of data movement, and it definitely requires more developer knowledge and more more work, frankly. So we're going to try to do the same set of steps. Instead, we're going to use DataMaestro. Okay. So here we have our current set of saved tasks to DataMaestro. We're going to go ahead and create a new task that's going to copy our 2021 budget over to the Q1 forecast. So a task is similar to a process in that this is where we define exactly how we want to modify our data. We'll have to tell DataMaestro what type of task we're creating, a little bit about the source data, and then some information about the target location where we want to send that data. So for this example, we're doing a copy, meaning we're going to copy some information from one area of the system to another. We also have the option to move data. So to perform that same copy and then zero out or clear out the source. And then finally, we have the option to do a zero out, which is just going to zero out a target location. But for now, we can just pick copy. So next I go down to my source type. In this example, we're going to be doing it within a single cube, just so that I can show you that within my budget plan cube, I'm going to copy the budget over to the forecast. But we also have the option to do this same movement within multiple cubes. And I just want to point out that this is actually a new feature. So this is one of those things that we're not in DataManager, but we realize that it's really important for you guys to have the ability to maybe take a snapshot of your whole system. So copy all cubes from one scenario to another. And this is how you would do that using this multiple cube functionality. And then finally, the source type could also be a value, right? So just a single hard-coded number maybe that you want to send into the cube. Okay. So we're going to keep the multiply factor at 1 today. This is really just used to multiply your source values by some amount when you're sending it into the target location. So say as we're doing our forecasting, we realize that we do want to increase the amount by maybe by 20%. So the multiply factor in that case would be 1.2. And like I said, for this example, we're just going to select from this dropdown the budget plan cube because we want to copy our budget plan budget information into the Q1 forecast. So all of my cubes will automatically appear in this dropdown here. No need to memorize or any of the names or have to type them in manually. And as soon as I select a cube, all of the dimensions are auto-populated below. In order to make selections for any of the source dimensions that we want to narrow down the copy for, all you have to do is click this button here, and this will open the set editor. The element selector. So if there are any aliases available for your dimension, they'll appear here, and that just allows you to utilize the alias functionality, so that you don't just have to rely on the element ID or member ID. We also have a text search. So in this case, my source is going to be my budget. So I could either select budget from the list down below, or if I type the word budget and hit search, it'll filter down my set of elements, and I can select budget from here as well. And so for this task, the other thing that I want to make sure to select is my time, because I want to narrow this down to just 2021. So again, clicking on that button here brings up the element selector. And if I expand down, I can select 2021 and click OK. So I'm all set with my source data. Now I'll move on to my target location. So for the target location, we have 3 options. The first is to send that data to the same cube, so within the budget plan cube. I also have the option to choose a different cube or to export it out to a file. In this case, we're just going to keep it within the same cube. So I also have the option to change my insertion method. The 2 options here are to replace the target value or to add to the target value. In this example, since we have no data, we're actually just going to replace what's already there, since we have no data in our Q1 forecast currently. And finally, I need to update on my target location any elements where I want it to be different from the source. So in this example, we're just going to update our version for the target location to Q1 forecast and click OK. I can leave plan time alone because I've already made a selection on the source data side, which means it's just going to keep my copy within 2021. So I have a couple of options at this point. I can either save the task, which allows me to come back and run it later on, or I can run it as a quick run. So say this is some type of ad hoc data movement that it's a one-time thing, so I just want to run it on the fly, I can click quick run. In this case, I do want to save it because I'm going to come back to it later on. And we're going to want to see the history as well. And I can call this my copy of budget to Q1 forecast. After the task saves, several more options appear that allow you to interact with it. I'm going to go ahead and run my task. And now that I've seen that it's run successfully, I'm going to head back over to my PAW dashboard and refresh the data to confirm. And there we go. Now heading back to DataMaestro. If I navigate back to the task screen, I'll see that my new task got added to the list. And from here, I can also run the task, go back and edit it, view the history, or delete it if necessary. Let's take a look at the history. So the history for each task is going to allow you to see the result when it ran, when it was run, who ran it, and some information about what the task looked like when it was run. So from here, I'm actually going to navigate over to packages. And a package is essentially a series of activities, which can be either DataMaestro tasks or Turbo Integrator processes that run sequentially. So we're going to add a new package, and we're going to call it Prepare Q1 Data. So once I've created my new package, I'm brought to this screen where I can start adding and editing my activities. I'm going to click the Add Activities button to start adding DataMaestro tasks and Turbo Integrator processes. So let's say first I want to add a Turbo Integrator process that's going to allow me to update the security within the system before my task runs. As you'll see when I switch between tasks and processes, the list here updates so that I can see my options. And then I'll add my new task. I now have the ability to move the activities up or down and to go back and edit them if I need to switch the task or maybe switch the parameters of a process. I can also remove the activities at any point here. So now I'm going to go back to the packages list. And I'm going to show you guys how we would schedule this package. So by clicking the little alarm clock, it brings me to the schedule screen. We have a couple options for the frequency at which we're going to run this package. So let's say we want to run it weekly, starting on Friday, and we're going to have it run at, let's see, 8 a.m. Now all I have to do is click Schedule the Package, and we're all set. So this package will now run tomorrow at 8 a.m. And we would get an email notification when it completes. So in summary, DataMaestro will allow you to do, all of the things that we've walked through and more. It really allows you to manage your data and manage tasks that you typically need to perform in a fraction of the time that it would have taken using more traditional methods. With that, I'll pass it back over to John.
Great. Thank you, Nina. Okay, there we go. That was great, Nina. Thanks. I appreciate that. And see, I told you all it was a new product, right? So what is the upgrade path, right? So what do we do? How do we move forward? You'll see first that DataMaestro is an annual subscription-based model. If you're up to date on your renewal of DataManager or the Revelwood Toolkit, we'll convert you over to the annual subscription, and your yearly maintenance for the toolkit products that you have, whether it's RAM, Dynamo, you keep those. Those are perpetual licenses, but that maintenance cost goes away, right? As you know, both RAM and Dynamo work in the perspectives environment. We'll continue to support them, but we don't have plans to bring them over to PAX. We'll provide all the paperwork that you need, do the conversion to subscription. Your subscription, like I said, will entitle you to continue support of both RAM and Dynamo. Now, we also wanted to, the folks on this call and the folks that we're introducing this to are our long-term toolkit users. So we wanted to offer really a special price because you've been with us for a long time. You've been loyal to Revelwood for a long time. So depending on your current situation and the planned use of the product, you may be able to upgrade at very little or no cost. So you see here as the licensing options in this graphic, there are basically 3 tiers of how we're licensing DataMaestro. It's based on your environment, really, the number of production servers that you've got and the number of people that will really use DataMaestro. We'll cover all of that in one-on-one meetings that I'd like to set up, and we'll go into the exact details. And as far as pricing goes, the pricing, we'll discuss that individually. It's not the price for the broader market, as I said before. We're rolling this out really to our loyal toolkit customers first. You've also got options within these tiers to purchase additional PA servers and or users. So like I said before, what's next? So what do you have to do? Just look for a call or an email from me, really, to go over the specifics of your environment and then the further details. So just to give you kind of an idea of what we'll talk about, we'll go into more detail really about your particular environment, what the subscription will look like, answer any kind of questions that you have. And as far as upgrading, it's really very simple. Once you decided to move, there's a brief order form, as I talked about. We'll get you in touch with our DataMaestro team, and they'll really take it from there. From a technical perspective, if you're on the cloud, it's as simple as accessing DataMaestro in the cloud. And if you run PA locally, we'll help you install it in your environment. You'll have a fresh new product to get started with. Probably better to start with a fresh environment. You may have a lot of older tasks and things that aren't used. Nicer to start new. And then our team is here to answer any questions you have. We also will have a rich online knowledge base that you can go to that's on our website. You can get into, allow you to easily view any of the topics that you need to get quickly, reference any questions on the fly. We'll be there to help you get going, but really we found from the beta clients and through our own work that once you start using it, we think that you'll find it very intuitive and really kind of easy to jump right in. Questions, I only see, well, two quick ones, I guess. One person asking if they previously owned the toolkit, but maybe let their maintenance lapse over time, can they still get DataMaestro? And yes, even though you're a prior owner of the toolkit, there is a path to get everybody up to it. We can talk about the specifics actually when we set up a call. and that will be, look for that from me within the next few days to early next week. I'll be sending out emails to everyone on this call, and we'll set up a call to talk individually about your specific situations. I don't see any others, so before I give you back 3 minutes of your day, what I'd like to invite you to do is join and look into, on our website, go to the website and join our Revelwood Knowledge Center if you haven't already. It's a great place to get tips and tricks. We send those out to you. It's a great resource for all things PA. You'll also get non-technical information, quote unquote non-technical, right? Topics such as all related to FP&A, discussions on issues that you may probably face. And also, the DataMaestro page is also live on our website. So feel free to go ahead and check that out. All right, so thank you, everyone. We hit just about the mark. I'll give you a couple of minutes back. Look for, as I said, individually look for my emails, my calls we'll be setting up to have, and we'll take the next steps. I appreciate your time and look forward to speaking to you.